First of all, you don't know me.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.
You guys, this week we all watched separately, and so I'm excited to see what rang bells for all of us.
I know, that feels really fun. When it's like getting on the Zoom, I was like, did you guys like it? I really liked it.
Oh my God, I loved this episode.
The pace was great, right?
Yeah, it was really good. It was tight. That's what you said, Hilarie, right before we started. You said it was really tight, and it was. It was Mike Harrow and David Strauss, and everything felt very well oiled. It was everything, all the transition worked really well. Greg was our director, who was also one of our producers, and he directed a lot. So it was really, I think, a very easy sort of symbiosis for everybody on this one.
And it's all one location.
Yeah.
Like the episode ended and I was like, yo, we spent 8 days in one location. Yeah. And it all felt like one awesome night. Just one night of drama.
I like it. I wonder if the studio was like asking us to cut our budget or something, and they said, we need to just do one episode.
Yeah.
We did something expensive. What was it?
We were borrowing money for another episode, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. When we'd have a really expensive episode, they would pull cash from that, and then they would give us something like this. But the irony is that what winds up being budget friendly in this one makes it so dynamic because everyone's in the same place, and it elevates the whole night.
Yeah, it felt really fun.
Yeah, give him the synopsis.
We're talking about season 5, episode 7, In the Club. I'm not going to say duh. I'm just not
club.
In the Club. Air date, February 12th, 2008. The entire gang gathers at Trick to see the honorary title perform. And Mia, hello. While Peyton and Haley see this as an opportunity to introduce their musical act, Mia, Carrie sees it as a chance to get closer to Nathan. Oh boy.
Girl.
Brooke sets up Marvin and Millicent on the world's cutest blind date and spends the night flirting with the cute bartender, Owen. Lindsay confronts Lucas about sneaking off to see Peyton, and Peyton realizes she's been lying to everyone, including herself, about why she really came home to Tree Hill.
Woo! All jam-packed.
Loved it.
And we had like 4 songs. It felt like full songs. We packed so much into this episode.
Here's what I'm going to say. We start the episode with honorary title, right? And I feel bad for them at this point because every other musical act that's come on the show got to do a little acting, you know, like they were like doing a little sceney scene or just some like ad-lib, whatever. These guys were like, shut up and sing. Just do the sing-song thing. They didn't get to act.
But also, were they just like not into acting? I kind of wonder if some people are like serious musicians were like, we're not.
Are you telling me those cute little emo boys wouldn't have loved Brooke Davis coming over and been like, hey, make that bartender jealous?
I don't know, maybe.
But I like that we were getting big bands. That means that we were doing well.
Yes, it was so exciting. And it really was the season where people really started to want to come on the show because we were breaking musical acts. So then bigger musicians wanted to come and join. I have to say, all of us being at Trick, having that opening scene, taking shots.
Yay!
I was like, the first time we're drinking together legally. Oh my God. Like our characters are babies.
Yeah.
Well, and the drink is disgusting. Grenadine.
I love that too.
And what was it?
Tequila and grenadine.
Yeah, tequila and grenadine.
Gross.
The Brooke Davis.
The most popular and the sweetest. I was like, oh my God. I had such fun with all of Brooke's one-liners in this episode. I remember it.
Dude, the Brooke's dialogue in this episode is so sharp. It's so dialed in.
I loved it.
Yeah.
This was like the best version. Even the things that felt ridiculous were so fun to play. But what kills me is that you can hear, this is when my like chronic tonsillitis started to get so bad. This was a year before I finally had to have a tonsillectomy. And you can hear how shredded my voice is. And especially because in episodes where we're, at the club, we have to talk above the music.
Oh, yeah.
And the vocal strain had gotten so bad that my whole opening speech is terrible ADR.
Oh, it is?
I didn't even notice.
Oh my God. I noticed it, I guess. but I had to loop the whole thing like weeks after we shot the episode when I didn't sound so crackly. Makes me crazy. I hate bad ADR.
I love the fact that we were in Trick because it felt like at any time around any corner, you never knew which storyline was going to happen or who was going to converge into what situation. And I know I had a lot of fun that night running around trying to kind of keep the peace between everybody and making the rounds and hitting up all the, it was fun to be able to dip into all the storylines, especially because when we normally film an episode, you're only in a couple of storylines. You're not everybody's not all converged into each other's. So it was fun, even though it was 8 days in the same location. It was nice. Nice to show up everywhere.
It had graduation party energy.
Yeah.
Yay! This was at the peak of us watching 30 Rock. And this is the episode where Joy and I were obsessed with Tracy Morgan's Werewolf Bar Mitzvah. And there's a fan video somewhere of us going, Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, spooky, scary.
That's right. I thought this was the Rita book moment in time.
No, this was Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, and it was so funny to us. And we were just like punchy. The crew was over it. They're like, these kids keep laughing.
Yeah, that definitely happens when you've got all of us in one place for a really extended period of time. Eventually, we all just get real punchy and goofy, and the crew is desperate to go home.
It's so much easier to control like 2 kids.
Completely.
When you've got 20.
Yeah. When you have the full cast and 300 extras, it gets crazy. And I think, something that adds to that is that when you're trapped in the same set all day, so the lighting is the same, like it's nighttime. So we were doing 16 hours a day of nighttime. It's like being in a casino. You start to lose your mind because you have no idea what time it is. You have no idea where you are. You have no idea how long you've been there. Like everything smushes together.
And the temperature is controlled. The sound is controlled. The lighting is controlled. There's just nothing spontaneous.
Yeah.
I loved it though, man. It felt like Trick felt to me by this point like a real bar in Wilmington, and it was our hangout. And like some of the extras were my buddies from downtown. They'd be like, man, I can make $75 a day sitting around hanging out with you in a bar. Like, okay.
And get fed all day long. Cool.
Sounds great.
When did Carol buy Satellite? Because Satellite's near there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that sort of it was like she was around there so much all day that she kind of found it? Or I wonder what that story was.
Was that in season 6 that she got the bar?
Satellite's still there, and Carol and her partner at the time opened it, and then my friend became a bartender there, Skylar from He Is Legend. And it became kind of this like, oh, downtown's become too much of a scene. We've got to go out to Satellite. Like I was like, oh, you've got to be cool to know about this.
Yeah.
They had that outdoor movie screen.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, I bet it's still fun.
I'm going there this weekend. I'll check it out.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm going. So I'll pop into Satellite. Yeah.
It's become like a really popular area. They have a cargo district in Wilmington that's really become developed. And now there's farmers markets down by Satellite and all these other businesses and restaurants.
The huge theater. They opened up that massive theater for touring companies too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's exciting over there. But back to Trick.
Yeah, back to Trick.
Where should we start? I mean, okay, we've got a lot of drama with Lindsay Lucas and Peyton.
Let's talk about Lindsay, because out of the gates, she wants to go home. That's not a cool girl move.
Done.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see her in this new hair color, doing a new thing. And you're kind of like, what's going on here? And she is just prickly. She's mad. She's over it. She's done. She's been nice. She's asked, do I have anything to worry about? And he keeps saying no. And she knows he's lying, and everything is sticky. When you and her both left him at the bar, I was like, I want more of this. Fight, fight, fight.
Girl, Peyton has done nothing. Peyton has done nothing but avoid Lucas and say, here are some boundaries. And I am going to give you some money. And I'm above board. And don't say weird things to me. And also, do not grab my arm when I'm walking away from you and pull me close to you and your manly torso. Don't do that.
Especially when she's watching from across the bar. Nay.
Is he dumb?
I didn't like it.
Well, it seems that he can't help himself.
Yeah, is that it? Can he not help himself or is he dumb?
Take a listener poll. Gus also watched this one with me. Now that he's watched that last one.
What's the verdict?
He was so excited that Peyton was causing so much trouble. He goes, Peyton's causing so much shit in this town and she's not even trying. And I was like, I know, baby. That's power. No, Peyton's not doing anything. And so I feel bad that Lindsay's so frustrated. But I also delighted in watching this because when you don't have to lift a finger and you're really pissing somebody off, that can feel nice.
Just her presence. The fact that she showed up there. Peyton came back for Lucas.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it, even though Peyton doesn't seem to know it at the moment until that she does in the end.
Even though Peyton's trying to be above board, Lindsay's not stupid. She's an observer. She sees what the dynamic is. And more even than her being mad at Peyton, I think Peyton becomes the easy target for how mad she is at Lucas. Because Lucas keeps, to your point, Hilarie, seeking Peyton out. He goes to check on her. He leaves the dinner party and goes to trick. And lies to her about it. And the fact that he had the audacity to say, well, why didn't you tell me sooner that you'd seen my car? And she's like, oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You should have told me you went.
Yeah.
I loved Lindsay in this episode.
Oh, I loved her. And I loved that she pointed that out. It was like, no, it's not my responsibility to spy on you and tell you I am. It's your responsibility to be honest with me. And she can smell the denial on both of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and she's so classy about it too, though. Mm-hmm. She doesn't get dirty. She's just like standing up for herself.
Mm.
She says, I'll have no problem avoiding Peyton. It's you I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can be in the same space. Peyton's not doing anything to provoke her. She's not like seeking her out or anything.
No.
But yeah.
But Lucas is. And Lucas is the one that she's
all day
watching and obviously that's what she cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Peyton should have made out with one of those boys in the honorary title. You know what
there
I mean?
You go.
Just like, sorry, busy.
Yeah, but he probably would have told you could do better again.
Oh my God, he's insufferable. Well, so then you have the flip side. You've got all this like kind of toxic stuff going on with that love triangle, but then you've got Nathan and Haley being so flirty and like, oh, we're going to have the house to ourselves.
Yeah.
Is this the champagne room? I was really sad by the Nathan Haley storyline because it seemed like it was going to be such a nice night.
I know. We needed drama, though. I mean, we have to amp up the Nanny Carey of it all. We got to ramp that up so that it's really going somewhere. Wow, she's so overt. It's just amazing to me that he is still just chilling with her there, not like alerting anyone.
It's really a choice because that chemistry is spicy.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
I like that James isn't doing what they've got Lucas and Peyton doing, which is being in denial and saying, no. He's taken aback by it. And you can tell that it is a bit of a struggle for him. And I like that he plays the conflict, especially given the fact that we know that they've had this really rough year in their marriage.
Yeah.
That Haley's like, maybe we're going to get back into our intimacy. It clues you in that they've drifted apart in that way. And I like that whether it was, James instinctively knowing or maybe Greg directing to say like, no, show me that this is hard. Like, of course it would be hard to get hit on by a person like this. And, when your marriage is a mess and whatever.
Marriage has only been a mess for 4 months. I just need to throw that out there. The reminder.
And well, by the way, he's not acting on it. But I like that we're not doing like Pleasantville and pretending like it wouldn't be sort of shocking or confronting or conflicting to be on the receiving end of that sort of attention. And what is so crazy to me is that she goes so far in this episode and then says, watch me swim naked. Mm-hmm. And then he still says nothing. There was a point where I was like, well, She's really good with the kid.
Yep. He doesn't want to get this young girl fired. She's kind of young and being dumb. And you're in a house with a hot guy. Like, I get it. I'll just stave her off until.
Exactly. And Haley's finally getting a little freedom.
Guys, I'm so hot. She can't handle herself. It's just, I do this to women.
Yeah, I make them crazy. But at night, when Haley says the thing about being disappointed, and it's such a great callback to when Haley knew that Peyton and Lucas were sneaking around behind Brooke's back. Like, she gets put in this position by Lucas all the fucking time.
Yeah, he's not making any friends tonight.
No. And then Nathan says nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, this was your moment. This was your moment to say the nanny is trying to bang me and I don't know what to do about it.
It's really interesting, though, because this is super subtle and I don't think it was intended, but what it reminded me of was when I was watching, I mean, we find out later that Owen's sober, and often bartenders will keep temptation close. Like, sober people will keep temptation close on purpose as a sort of daily reminder, and they become bartenders a lot or work in rehab facilities or whatever. So there is a constant reminder of the fact that they are capable of resisting the temptation. Yeah. And there's this weird, it felt like maybe there was some, I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it was incredibly stupid of Nathan to continue on with this, but there is something in us sometimes that it's like, why do we just keep temptation close? Even though we know it's a really bad idea. Why is he doing that?
Well, I did feel for him because all night long, everybody else is just running in circles, right? Everybody's got a drama. Everybody's involved. Oh, Mia. Oh, Mouth and Millie. Oh, Victoria's here. You know, like, it's just chaos. Oh, we're young and we're just going to be scattered and crazy. And he's just on his stool trying to be sober, and everyone keeps ditching him, and nobody wants to talk to him except for this messy chick. And sometimes the devil you know is good enough. And it's like, well, it's talk to her or sit here and play with this bottle cap, you know? Like, I have been a person in that situation where I've just kind of been left up to my own devices. And it's like, do I really have to make friends with a stranger right now? Or can I just talk to this mess and then, like, laugh about it later with my partner? You know, like, I don't think he was necessarily tolerating her stuff, but what were his options? Yeah.
Well, and on top of that, what are his options? And temptation that you're talking about, Joy, like, to be flirted with so boldly, that's gratifying.
Of course.
To have someone be like, I would blow up my job and my life because I think you are worth it. You go like, oh, you know? And I appreciate that as he's trying to rebuild himself, she's playing into his old core messy Nathan ego, and you can see him kind of having this battle of who he used to be and who he is now, and where his sadness is and the way he wants his ego to be puffed up, and it all felt really human. And I like that they crafted that, you know, that he, as an actor for James and our directing team and the writers, like, that they made something more out of what Nathan's going through than just like, good talk, girls. I also loved that scene for us, Joy. Like, just both of us coming in and being like, meh, 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 and then leaving him. And he's like, what the, like, where's everyone going?
Yeah, well, that was the scene.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the talk.
Good talk. But there was such comedy for him. And you go like, I feel for that guy. He's in a hard place. But man.
Yeah, but he did have a chance.
Is this the first time that Haley and Nathan have gone out since, like, reconciling?
It seems so.
I think so.
Because it was weird to me that she, like, ditched him. She did. Like, who gives a fuck about whether or not Mia plays? You know, that's not Haley's job. And, like, who gives a fuck about Lindsay? Like, she hasn't had her husband in 4 months. And they're super flirty at the beginning of the night. And there's all this promise. And then I didn't know if it was like a subconscious thing on Haley's part. Like, well, I had to build a life without you for a little while. So you're going to fit into my mold, not the other way around. Or Yeah, I guess I just figured she'd be so excited to be with him.
Yeah, I think maybe it was like a settling into the safety of it all. Like we're finally back to doing what we used to do. And so now, because it feels safe and it feels comfortable again, I can trust that this is good. We're good to go. I can buzz around with all my friends and go check out what's happening in all these different spaces that I haven't really been able to tend to because I've been tending to you and my family. And so now everything's okay.
Yeah.
Not really taking advantage. Yeah.
Because it's Haley's first night on the town.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't really been out in a while.
She came out with us. And we saw Nanny Carey the first time.
Oh, that's right.
But you had a night out with us, which was a little stressful.
Yeah.
And like, you were kind of just getting out of your shell. This is like your first real night out where you feel good.
Yeah.
And I think it's part of the youth, right? Like, we're all 21, 22 years old. I didn't know how at that age, like, to not follow my friends everywhere when we were out. Like, your boyfriend, we're just like, we're out. I live with you. Like, who cares? I think it's different. Like, you're speaking from the perspective now of being, a wife and a mom, and you get it in a way that we couldn't have gotten it back then. And I sort of loved the youth in it, because as much as Brooke's teasing Haley, like, well, you'll be in a home by the time you're 35 at this rate with like how fast you're running through life. Like, Haley's still, she's a wife and a mom, but she's 22.
She's also being asked to put out some fires, though. I mean, she's getting pulled around a bit, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she's the responsible one.
Right. So between kind of keeping an eye on Quentin and then having to deal with Mia and then having to deal with Lindsay, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Is Brooke the only person that doesn't piss Haley off that night?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't fight about anything, do you?
No, we don't. No.
Everyone else is on her list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did love that storyline. Gus thought that looked like, he was like, that date looks fun.
Yeah.
The Mouth and Millie date?
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved it.
That was appealing to him. He's like, wow, because there was this shot where everyone in the club is like dancing, and then you just see these two people talking.
Yes.
And like just in their own little world. And he goes, they're having the best time out of everyone there. And I was like,
that's what a date is.
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be if it's good.
magic.
And they have such great chemistry, and it feels sparkly. Like, it feels innocent and also romantic.
Yep.
And the way that they leaned into everything. I mean, that game, Ninja Hunter Bear, I was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. I wanted to shove that napkin in Lee's face and be like, no, you're going to take this. And then when it cut to the end and it's the close-up of the napkin shot, I was like, oh my God, I get to do it. Like, I forgot. And I felt so vindicated, because I was like, why isn't Brooke campaigning harder? And then I went, oh, okay, it's going to work out. Like, I was like yelling at the TV about what my character was doing, because I just wanted more of them.
Yeah, they were great. They were sweet with each other. He seems like loose and like the Alice sitting there watching everything.
Ick.
Gross.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very voyeuristic.
What was the text? I was like watching it on an iPad and I didn't pause it to read the text.
It was like, I'm glad you're feeling better. Are you coming over tonight? Or something like that.
No, it was the one at the end when right before she tries to kiss him.
She said, kiss her and you're fired.
Oh.
So she says, go. He's like, I think we rushed into it. And she's like, it's fine. Go have fun. And he thinks he's off the hook. And then she texts him, kiss her and you're fired.
This is so strange. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like that whole storyline is just cringe.
It is.
Brooke finally says what we're all thinking. She's like, this is not the boy that I know. Because he's like, oh, I just can't date Millie right now because I'm up for a promotion at work. Brooke is like, what?
What are you doing?
I know. I loved when Owen was like, yeah, I hate when hot girls hit on me too. Like, what are you doing, man? Are you a lunatic?
It was really nice to see everyone have clear perspective on it. Owen being the new guy and Brooke being, one of Mouth's oldest friends. And I just loved the way they made the dynamics really clear so simply. Like, all he has to say to Millicent is like, oh, I was pretty much her assistant in high school. It's so cute and funny. And immediately it puts them in this dynamic together. And it explains Brooke and Mouth's friendship in like the sweetest and oddly clearest way. Like it didn't need a whole bunch of exposition or whatever. It was all just flirting between the two of them. And it felt sharp. You said it earlier. The dialogue feels so sharp. And I think it feels that way for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, when he said it's complicated and Brooke said, well, then uncomplicate it.
Mm.
I want to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Then uncomplicate it.
Yeah.
That should be on a t-shirt. Just uncomplicate it. Like, oh yeah. Why didn't I think of that?
Valid advice.
Well, I'll tell you what was complicated in this episode was Kate Vogel trying to play pool. Because
Oh my God.
Baby angel.
because she did not know how to play pool at all.
She hated that.
Were you in that scene or was that just the two of us?
No, I was standing there with you.
You were right there with me, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it was the two of you and Kate.
And Kate, okay.
That's why we started doing werewolf bar mitzvah.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes, that's right. Okay.
But you guys, I remember what a show it was and how stressed she was about it because we were obviously all at work the whole week. And her having a meltdown in like the zone where the cast chairs were, where she was just like, I don't know how to play pool. Why are they making me do this?
Yeah. Did they ask? She was like, do we have a double for me that can play pool? Is there some kind of person who really can do this? I actually don't know what happened in the end. Did we have somebody come in and like shoot for her?
No, I think maybe what they ended up doing is lining it up for her, lining it up perfectly.
Right.
And then getting shots of her just kind of slowly pushing them in, but then like speeding them up in the edit. You know what I mean?
This is such an incredibly difficult. First of all, friends, working with props is always complicated because you have to remember exactly on camera. You have to remember exactly where they were, exactly what moment you picked it up or put it down, and so multiple props is extra difficult. Plus, this was Kate's first acting job, wasn't it? Oh, she's not even used to working on camera or with cameras or anything. So she's trying to say lines and deal with her mark and emote properly the way that you do when you're acting, and then shoot pool like a pro.
And she has to sing in front of a crowd for the first time. She's only ever done it in the studio, like by herself, really.
Yeah.
And just the stress was
super stressful. Yeah, this was a big moment for Kate, so it felt very good to watch her finish and accomplish that, and then get up on that stage and just nail that song. I loved that song.
It.
That was incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I was blown away. And we've all watched Kate, like, duh. But it even shocked me watching her and going, oh my God, I forgot that this was the first time that audiences saw her.
Yeah.
And she's just so unbelievable up there.
Yeah.
My note in here is Mia kills. Mia kills. Yeah, and what I liked is that, like, you know, so far she's had like kind of that emo, really like tight bang, like her hair smashed down on her face. The second girlfriend gets up on that stage and starts singing. Her hair gets all
Federline
loose.
says choke, and she's just like, I'll show you.
She's like, you choke.
She got like a wind machine.
My note is Kate, all in caps, killing it.
Yes.
Yep.
And by the way, I wrote this down too. Oh my God, I'm so glad it's in here. I don't know if you guys thought this. I feel like the way that Liz Friedlander shot that college basketball stuff a few episodes ago changed the way we shot concerts at Trick.
Well, did we get a new Steadicam
That's
operator?
interesting.
We might have, but like the way, and by the way, maybe it was Maddie coming in.
Yeah, maybe.
But like the way that Liz created being inside the basketball game. Suddenly we're at Trick and we are in the crowd and we're in the show. And we were just like in it in a different way. And it made me feel so hyped.
Yeah.
Watching her that way. I felt like I was right back there in that room.
And maybe that's why the concerts also felt super in this particular episode. All of the live performances felt to me, much more, I guess, I was able to connect with it more.
Yeah.
They were paced up. It felt, there was no like, okay, well, when's this over? Everything felt like so paced up because even if the people in the shot aren't moving, the camera's moving.
Yes.
So you're just always like on a journey during these songs.
It's really dynamic. And I love the way that they really figured out how to punctuate the songs with the cutaways to things happening. Like being in a moment where, as an audience member, you are rocking out, and then suddenly Peyton sends Victoria a bitter shrew.
Yeah. I forgot that Peyton's the one that did that.
It's so good.
I totally forgot.
I did too. That was incredible.
And I love that Owen's in on the joke. He's just game. He's like, sure, I'll play high school with you guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
I like that Peyton and Owen have a secret friendship at this point because she makes him send the rent check to Lucas. And she's also like, and another thing, I'm all with somebody else here tonight. Can you get my friend's mom?
By the way, her office is also his office.
Yeah. Why didn't I have scenes with Joe?
I don't know.
Didn't you never had scenes?
I did.
I know you did.
Yeah.
Like, our chemistry is so spicy.
Let's talk about it because
So fun.
I love the Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy, I'm better than you are. Let's have a little dig at one another.
I can do better.
Oh, God, I love it.
It's vibey.
When she's like, half the people in this club are wearing my clothes. And he's like, well, all the people in this club are drinking my drinks. What a guy.
It's great.
It's really amazing.
And I loved that he kind of turns her down at the end. Just, giving her, it's not a turn down. It's just an encouragement to hang on and let's just keep seeing where this goes.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
And that he's not so quick to jump in.
Yeah.
Like so many people have been with her.
Like, I'm not going to take advantage of you. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not trying to be a creep.
Yeah.
But he's been game to play with her best friend. He's supportive with her mom. Like,
well, he clearly is super into her. Yes.
Yeah. It's really fun. I was like, oh my God, I remember these scenes being just fun and liking that they brought someone in who had sort of like this complementary energy to her. Like Brooke and Owen have a really interesting sort of two sides of the same coin vibe to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, he's really different from a lot. Like Lucas and Nathan are brothers. Duh. They kind of have a similar energy. They want to be the hero. I don't think Owen wants to be the hero. I think Owen wants to do his job and go home and like feed his dog. He wants to play with his dog or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's so that guy.
Yeah, like you guys seem like you're in a lot of drama right now. I'm good.
I'm gonna go walk my dog.
But I love the banter between all of them. I love that he gives you shit about your mom.
Yeah.
But then at the end, he's like, you're acting your age. Your mom isn't. Like he just validates
I loved that.
your feelings because that shit with Victoria was dark.
Mm-hmm.
That was sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to hear her say those things, and really special that, someone whose attention she wants sees her in a way that isn't just, I want to take her on a date.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, I see you. You're going to be okay. And
she's in a rough
she's
spot
not used to that.
night. That's so tough.
Yeah.
Dealing with your mom, trying to publicly embarrass you on purpose, trying to manipulate everything in your life. I mean,
She said, I can embarrass you out of town.
Can you imagine?
No. And her just out on the dance floor with all those people and like, oof. But it's interesting that as terrible as it is, there's a nice human motivation to it for Daphne, because she says these people are not your friends. They take from you. And while she's wrong, you can see how a parent would think that.
Sure.
Your friends don't need you. Isn't that what she said? People who are friends don't need you.
She said, friends don't use you. And Brooke says, neither do mothers.
Oh, it was use. Okay. I thought she said need. And I was like, what an interesting choice. Use makes more sense. Friends don't use you.
Yeah.
Neither do mothers.
I mean, for the human side of Victoria, she really thinks she's doing her daughter a solid.
Yes.
She legitimately thinks I have done right by my child.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to play a villain.
Yeah. And I love that that's clear because you see why she behaves the way she does. And because Daphne is so freaking good at her job, you also see when she's calculating, will my daughter's relationships with these people put my relationship with my daughter in jeopardy?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's parental, it's motivated by business, it's all these things.
She also might not be wrong in terms of, I mean, opening up Clothes Over Bros in Tree Hill, it's in the middle of kind of nowhere. I mean, why would she open a high-end boutique there?
It was before like internet orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we weren't ordering stuff off the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that she, on a fundamental like principle of the matter, she's necessarily wrong. It's just that there's just more to life than being right or wrong, you know, and having a relationship with her daughter. And it's your business to decide what you want to do with it. What is, if Brooke wants to succeed or fail, if she wants to take a leap and try something wild and crazy or try a new thing. That's kind of that's the tough part about being a parent, right? When you just learning the times when you take your hands off and go, okay, ooh, okay.
You're going to be great.
Yeah, you're going to do great. Good job.
Sadly, I don't think you're going to do great is in Victoria's wheelhouse.
No, I don't think so at all. No, because she doesn't have the take my hands off thing. It's like, no, I'm going to fix everything for you so that you don't run into the same problems that I ran into. Let me just handle this.
Yeah.
But she's not letting you live your own life.
Mm-mm.
Dude, the only thing I could think about in those scenes where Daphne's like dancing and it's supposed to be a joke
Is how hot she looks.
She's so hot.
is how hot she looks, but also it made me so paranoid because I'm supposed to go out with my husband this weekend and like, we're going to go somewhere where there might be some dancing. And I'm like, are there going to be young people in their 20s making fun of me? They're going to make fun of me. I can't wait, but also I'm horrified.
Yeah.
You just dance your heart out. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Guys, I wish I could look like Daphne in that little leopard print top.
Good
She's
stuff.
Cute.
I was like, I don't want to, objectify anybody, but I'm staring. Daphne Zuniga.
And speaking of objectifying, we've got Nanny Carey with the dress. She's like, I'm just so worried it's going to fall off. I loved it. They were like, what works well in Trick is a really small red dress. It worked on Rachel. It's going to work great on Nanny Carey. Nathan can't resist.
Our writers really love a little red dress.
They do.
They love it.
So Quentin was there too.
Oh, yeah.
How is he getting in? Is it still an all ages bar? I'm confused.
It seems like it is.
I guess.
I didn't think you could have, because remember when we had all ages nights, they'd put all the liquor away, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just that he's got a fake ID.
He must. But isn't he there with any of his friends? It just seems so weird that he's there by himself.
To see the honorary title. He's just like dying to see the honorary title.
This kid. I will say it's interesting because when you think about all the nights that we had at Trick when we were all in high school, there was always liquor at the bar.
Yeah.
There was an all ages club.
I thought they put it away. I thought when we had Trick nights, there was no liquor there.
No.
Because Karen was running it.
I think maybe that was like the first night and then everybody was just drinking there all the time. But we had this fun, like all ages place. We used to go see bands when I was in high school and they would huge Sharpie an X across the top of both your hands if you were underage. So like there was no way you could go to the bar and order a drink. They were just like, nice try washing that off in the bathroom, you ding dong. So I part of me is like, we should have gone, if we're going to have high school kids there, we should have done something
Embarrassing.
a little clearer.
Embarrassing. Yeah, no, he for sure has a fake ID.
Did you guys have fake IDs?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, I
Girl.
did.
I'm sure everybody else I
In
knew did.
college, though, not in high school.
Girl, I had a fake ID that I got the first week of college in New York City. And then I got that job on MTV right away. And everyone knew I was a brand new freshman in college. And so I would have bartenders be like, we know you. You're a kid. You're not 21. And I developed this scam.
I did 2 years in Europe first.
Yeah, no, I would say, you guys, are you that dumb? It's TV. Of course I'm not 18. And they'd be like, oh, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you just let them think they're in on I'm going to tell you the secret. No, you
Oh my God, that's amazing.
fake IDs rule.
Don't take tips out there, kids.
Yeah.
No
kids,
drinking.
Come on. Hugs, not drugs.
Yeah, but I'd still liked the addition of Quentin in the episode. I mean, it seemed a little strange that he was there, but it felt right to just have one extra complication and just the reminder that he's around and he's still a part of what's really going on. I thought that was cool.
And if your family is the only family taking like a real interest in him and, showing him unconditional support, even when he's being just like a brat, it would make sense that he would gravitate towards your spaces and just be like, oh, what are you doing here? It feels good when you're a kid to have the gaze of an adult that thinks that you're worth something.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 of them in that bar.
And he showed up for Haley in the end when Jason smacking Haley around and trying to assert his dominance.
I did not like that.
I don't think Kevin Federline did either.
No, he was really nervous to do that. He felt, I think I said this in another episode too. Yeah, he was really like, oh, is this okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah, he was stressed about it. But I guess I like that it wasn't that he just came to Haley's rescue. It's that he also came to Nathan's rescue.
Yeah.
And the one thing that was confounding for me is like why Haley was so mad at Nathan. That felt irregular to me.
I thought so at first too. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, damn, I'm getting mad. Why am I so mad? And the more I watched the scene, the more I thought, you know what? No, I get it. I do get it. She's right. He just jeopardized everything one night and it destroyed his family and his life and his future, and everything fell apart because he couldn't control his temper. He just couldn't get it under control. Even though he's defending someone he loves, that's not the way you do it in certain circumstances. Obviously, Haley wasn't being physically threatened in a way that was dangerous for her, in which case, yes, that would be appropriate for him to step up. But yeah, I think Haley was right.
It's such a trigger. The last time he got in a bar fight, he wound up almost paralyzed.
Exactly.
And so I think the anger is not just about what were you thinking? You almost hit that guy. It's the what were you thinking for any of this? It's why didn't you go home with me that night of your sneaker launch?
Yeah.
Why are you like this? Why do you do this? And I loved how much came out because I felt like it wasn't just about the guy in the bar who slapped her ass. It was all of it coming out. And I was like, oh, there it is. It's like, it's got to get out somewhere.
Yep. Because how could she ever, when she was dealing with his rehabilitation, you can't get mad at somebody he's in a wheelchair. Like you're helping him heal. You can't start blaming and pointing fingers. That's not going to do anybody any good. But now that he's well and he's up and about and capable of stepping in and trying to fight a guy and then tries to do it. Oh man, no way. Yeah, you're right. It's all of it. It's all of it from before that she wasn't able to get out.
Yeah, I felt like it was older stuff and I liked seeing it.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense. But honestly, like if we're in a bar and some dude who has been a prick comes up and slaps our ass, like what do we expect our partners to do? Because I know what my partner would do.
Yes.
And it would probably like result in prison or at least like a YouTube or like a cell phone video online, something messy.
Yeah, I agree. In normal circumstances, yes, that's what I would expect too. If he didn't, under normal circumstances, I would definitely have been mad driving home. Like, really? You just wanted to let me take care of that by myself.
It's cool. I'll handle it. No,
Yeah,
it's not
all
that
right,
I
no problem.
expect him, like I want him to do it. It's just that I know what he would do. Like,
Yeah.
I can anticipate his moves.
Yeah.
But I legitimately don't know what Nathan should have done. Like, use your words or just walk away.
Yeah. It's tricky.
Eventually, yeah, walk away. But I think it was right that he's put his presence there in between Haley and Jason and was like, I'm here. Are we done now? But I just don't like that he tried to push it further.
Yeah. What's nice is that it all works. Like you get it from every angle. You get it. And I thought it was such a good scene.
Well, because now he's got this other chick like, ooh, weird, she's mad. That was actually like awesome of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I want someone to defend me.
I bet. Man, she is so bad.
Well, the end of the episode was a big surprise. I thought that when Peyton walked up to Lucas's house and Lindsay was crying, it was going to be because he broke up with her and she was about to like walk out the door and say, congratulations, Peyton, you got what you wanted. I fully thought that was coming out of her mouth. Big surprise.
Big.
I remember every scene that I shot with Chad in this episode. Every single one. Because you just develop like a territory thing over your acting partner. And after a while, it starts to feel like it's really easy to slip into because you're like, yeah, God damn it. Why are you following me around? Go be with your other person. And then, okay, great. You're going to push it and push it and push it and push it. Fine. I'm going to kiss you and you're going to have to deal with it. And then he kisses her back.
Oh
and
my
God. I was so pleased with that.
Wait, was this in the script that you guys break apart and then he kisses you back? Or was it like a...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucas always leans in and kisses her back.
Yeah. Super important that it wasn't just like he fell into the kiss with you, that he stopped and then decided to go back.
Yeah, he went in. And it reinforces the energy that Brooke then gets to tell Peyton she's a witness to and say, Lindsay doesn't stand a chance. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's always been you two.
Which Haley then becomes an actual witness to.
Yes.
Oh,
but that's it, right? Is like Haley gets put right back in her high school position with Lucas and Peyton.
And with Nathan.
Yes. And then you get this thing. I realized that it was a really cool device that they used in the writing where everyone saw it. They saw you guys break. They saw him come back. And then it was a cool device to make Brooke's dialogue to Peyton be the way to say what everybody was thinking. Like I got to answer the question for the audience. Like, it's always been you two. And everybody knows it. And like, I like Lindsay. I'm not trying to be rude to her, but she just doesn't stand a chance, babe.
And you said what everybody was thinking. It's all true. It's all true.
Exactly.
And it felt so celebratory. Like they're hugging.
Peyton's like, I'm going to go get my man.
I'm going to do it. I love when she's like, well, if I came back for Lucas, would you come back for it? She goes, duh, Lucas, game on, bitch. Oh, I loved it. I just loved all those little tiny moments where the friendships feel real. They really do. And I get the magic of the show. Like when people are like, oh, we watch the show over and over and over again. For a long time, I was like, I
Really?
watch it once. I could watch that episode again.
I agree.
Like I loved feeling like a part of that gang.
Yeah.
And all of those lines, these zippy one-liners with each other. Like, tell me I don't look like my mother. Tell me that Lindsay's a bitch.
Yeah.
Lindsay's a bitch. My mother's a bitch. Like everybody.
And so are you.
And so are you. And you look just like her when you're dancing. I just loved the pace of it. I can't say it enough. I just felt like real friendships.
Yeah, it was so great. And it was nice to have, these emotional beats inside of something so punchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and even the exact opposite of that. When, Haley comes up to Peyton at the bar and is like, hey, how you doing? And Peyton is kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't want to bug you. I know that you're handling some stuff with Lindsay. And you can see it on Haley's face. So she's like, come on, man. Like, make it easy on me. This sucks.
Yeah. Why am I back in high school?
That's real friendship where you can like roll your eyes at your friends and be like, guys, come on. I'm tired. I wanted a nice night.
Yeah.
That girlfriend energy is solid. I dug it. And Lucas totally loves Peyton.
He does. Why did he propose to Lindsay? I mean, the only thing I could think of is that he's like, it's too volatile. It's too unknown. I have a sure thing right here. And that's what I'm going to take. I'm taking the sure thing.
I don't think that's it.
No.
What?
As soon as, because I was like, oh my God, Peyton's going to go and they're going to talk and whatever. And then when I realized what was happening and she does the like, I was like, oh my God, I have this memory. It's a little hazy, but I'm 90% sure that Lindsay finds the ring and he sees her with it and then proposes.
I mean, he had that dream where she found it.
Yes.
And he proposes to her and then Peyton's all naked on the bed.
Well, she didn't find it. She walks in the room and he's holding it. And she sees him holding it in the dream.
But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I think she finds it and he sees her with it and it just happens.
Oh, she's probably trying to empty her drawers out and go pack and leave somewhere and finds the ring in the drawer.
He's a bad hider. Why would he put it there?
In the sock drawer. What a dummy.
Come on, poet. Do better.
Yeah. Have an imagination, Lucas. Put it in your mom's room.
At least.
Yeah, the room you don't sleep in. Yikes.
I'm going to keep my desk in here and my ring in here. I'm going to keep everything in here.
But the look on your face is so good. And the look on his face, like it was so, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
The look on his face, he's all shark-eyed, dead-eyed, looking at me, and I didn't like that. That felt like sociopathy to me, that we could just share this moment where I'm like, I love you, and you love me too, and be like, okay. And he's like, I got to go talk to Lindsay.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. You know, let's settle this up. And then for Peyton to see him just standing there all dead-eyed, that freaked me out.
But that's still like, what a coward. I'm sorry, she finds the ring, but like you were literally going back to break up with her and she finds the ring and you don't have the cojones to go like,
Ruh-roh.
I'm sorry, listen, I was going to propose to you. Yeah.
He's got an out with that. Like, oh, that's Keith's ring for my mom.
Yeah, that was my mom's. Yeah, oof. But again,
It's
I think
dark.
it plays to the youth. At 22,
True.
you go, uh-oh.
Did the three of us get engaged when we were in our early 20s because we were scared?
Maybe. Dag. Touche. You nailed that one, Hilarie. You nailed it. Damn, I'm sweating.
Yeah, I know. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
I wasn't gonna drag us, but now that you've dragged us, that's what I meant.
Guys, we made poor choices.
Where you're like, well, obviously, yes.
Yeah. No, I totally understand Lucas right now. Just like, safe,
Being like,
safe.
oh God, it's happening.
Yeah. What's the safest move I can do right now?
You always think you can fix it later.
Right. Self-preservation.
You're like, you know what? There's time. I'm going to
time.
figure out
It's gonna
the
be
solution.
fine. No,
So you know, there's flowers
no.
and
You got to jump off the train when you got to jump off because otherwise it leaves the station.
it sure does.
Ah!
All right, so did we miss anything, you guys? Because now we're all incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, we missed a fan question. Let's throw this in, and I'll ask you guys because
Yeah,
this
let's
is for you
change the
too.
subject with this question from Danielle.
It is about husbands and partners.
Okay, great.
You've mentioned that your husbands have not watched the show, but if they had to watch one episode of your performance, which would you have them watch? And or there's like a little caveat to this. If they could have made a guest appearance on the show, what character would they play and why?
I mean, Jeff auditioned for Uncle Keith.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he tested for it, but he like definitely came in a couple times.
It would have been great.
He would have been great, and that would have been weird.
It would have been so weird.
I probably still would have kissed him, but it would have been weird.
Yeah.
It would have been like Us Weekly fodder, you know?
It's cold, Hilarie. I took that bullet for you. Don't worry about it. Our writers really put me in the firing squad for those. Yeah. You said it in like season 1. You were like, what the hell, man? Like everybody kissed everybody and you were the only one that got shit for it. I was like, I know. Yes. You're welcome.
You're the only person that got in trouble for kissing people. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, you'll do.
It'll be fine. Who would Grant be? Well, the funny thing is that Grant would be the hot bartender because my husband is a hot bartender.
Yeah.
Like the minute you get to our house, he's just pouring wine and opening things.
Dude, when we were in Vegas and Grant was like a magician. We'd walk down a hallway.
Yes.
And he'd have like a crystal glass full of tequila for anybody that walked in. And we're like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Magically. I just look down and find a drink in my hand. I'm like, how did that get there?
No, it's honestly incredible. Like he is who's a famous magician? I don't actually.
David Blaine?
David Blaine. Yeah, he's like the David Blaine of drinks, and it's lovely for me.
He's the Chris Angel mind freak.
Yeah, and like he's so cute. I'd flirt with him the way I was flirting with Owen in this episode. Yeah. I don't know what episode I would say they have to watch though, because
not one where we're having sex with people.
Ew, no, never.
Yeah,
definitely not. But we haven't seen them all yet, so I feel like I don't know. Thus far, I would say probably something from season 5 because I love this season so much.
Yeah.
Although Jeff should see the episodes that you did when Ellie was dying, like the one she did when she was dying. Like, it's so nice to have your spouse be proud of you, and you did such great work in those episodes. That would be, I would pick that.
Well, and he and Cheryl have known each other forever.
Oh, that's right.
And they're like pals. I think it would trip him out to see his like lifelong friend play my mother. Like that would be a weird thing, but no weirder than him playing Jensen's dad, because Jensen's been my longtime friend. So that's a weird thing when your partners and like your peers also can play your parents. That's a very CW thing to do.
Very CW, soap opera CW.
Yeah. What do you want Grant to watch?
I just don't know. Like I love this season so much, but to your point, Joy, like I think there's sort of formative Brooke Davis things that if he were gonna watch, I'd want him to know about. But I don't know. I don't know that I could pick something.
Has Maria watched any of the show?
No, she's bored with it. She's seen it. She's like, wow, you look like a baby.
Gus was bored with it until this year. Like there's a change that happens when they hit like teen years.
Yeah, so maybe next year she'll be into it. Probably some of her friends will start watching at some point, and then she'll be like,
that's what it is.
Because we're watching Gilmore Girls right now. So they're starting to all be like in that phase.
They don't want to think that anyone at school knows more about you than they know. And so then they just like want to do the homework. They're like,
oh God.
What do you mean you had a psycho stalker?
What are you talking about? You guys, there were these 2 girls at our show tonight who got tickets. I don't know if they were in the front row or the second row, but like the front rows in our theater are very close to the stage. We came out for our bow and everyone's super emotional and we're having like a thing. And this girl, it was like an involuntary reaction. And this girl looked like she was 15 years old and just stood up in the middle of the audience applauding and went, and I was like, oh, jeez, like it scared the shit out of me. One of the other actors jumped and we all were just like, that's not what this play is, but thank you.
Yeah, close up her brows.
And I was like, wow, they're still like.
They love it. It means so much.
Yeah, they were like these sweet teenagers. And I was like, whoa, okay. The teens are still coming. Like there is, like Gus is into it now. There's something about it that really, I
have 16-year-olds see me in the airport and come up and say, I'm sure you guys do too. It's amazing to me, the age range. I'm like, you were not alive when this show started. Hey, I'm so glad that you still recognize me. Like, that's great.
Thank you.
Good news.
Tell your mom I said thank you.
That's right. But wow.
As gross of a line as it was, I always laugh and think that we're sort of like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. Like we keep getting older, but the fans stay the same age.
It hurts. Oh, I can't wait for Maria to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You playing like the iconic teen mom is going to blow her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I'm also curious when she's going to be into it. Like when the line changes.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how much she'll be into it. She looks at my face every single day.
No, dude. No, because it's
Different.
not you. It's a totally different person that looks like you. And they get
maybe.
invested in it. Yeah, because they're just like, I'm learning a secret right now about my parent.
Right.
And it's wild. Yeah.
I'll let you know when it starts.
Isn't there that scene where like Haley's tipsy? You had like a drunk scene. That'll be funny for her.
Probably. Well, the one that when I eat pot brownies with my sisters in later episodes, that's funny.
It's going to
Oh
be
my
great.
God, yeah.
Well, should we spin a wheel?
I think we should. God, I loved this episode.
Most likely to. Na 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 na. Talk their way out of a speeding ticket.
Oh my. Not me.
Hilarie.
You guys, it is me because I got this thing that I do. Okay, so when I moved to LA and I did not know my way around at all, and I was not good in LA. And I would get pulled over all the time for either driving like way too slow, trying to like read maps and things, or speeding through just because I was in a terrible mood. And so I would get pulled all the time. And the officer would come up to my window and be like, "How we doing today?" And I'd be like, "Not great." And they'd be like, "Okay, ma'am, where do you live?" And I'd be like, "I don't even know. Like, my husband and I are just constantly traveling. And, like, we're in Puerto Rico one week, and then we're in New Orleans, and then we're in New York, and now I got to be here. And I don't even know where the fuck I am, and I hate it here." And they'd be like, "Oh, are you pregnant?" And I'd be like, "Yes, I am." And they would just get so creeped out. And they would be like, "Ma'am, you need to get home. Are you okay, or do you need an escort?" Yeah, I think they need to understand that sometimes people are just having a bad day.
A bad day.
And if you can, if you could just give them the laundry list, sometimes you'll meet someone that understands, and sometimes you'll meet someone that's like, "Well, I'm going to add on to it."
I need y'all to know that about a minute and a half after I said my husband would play the hot bartender on the show, he just walked in and snuck me a box of French fries and a glass of red wine.
Grant for the win!
That's awesome.
I love you.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly, what a dream.
And to be on brand, I'm recording in my husband's garage. Like maybe he is Uncle Keith with the fucking.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're in the garage.
You did marry Uncle Keith, Hilarie.
I did. Hey, who on the show can talk themselves out of a speeding ticket?
Bevan.
The answer is always Bevan.
It's always Bevan.
No, but I want to say Haley because she's friends with everyone in town. Like everyone else scattered, and Haley's there, and like
That's fair.
her husband's like the NBA recruit, and she's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, everybody would probably cut her some slack.
She's a teacher.
Yeah.
I feel like Haley would be the person who'd be like, "No, just give me the ticket," and they'd be like, "No."
And I'd be like, "You're right. Look, I was going 4 miles over the speed limit. You're absolutely right. I should have a ticket."
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Calm down."
Calm down.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Honestly, I can't believe they never wrote Brooke Davis getting herself out of a speeding ticket.
Well, she would have tried, but that scene would have been at the end of the scene. He still gives her the ticket.
100%.
I mean, we all got arrested. That doesn't bode well for our skill set.
I have never talked my way out of a speeding ticket. I've only had 2 of them, but still.
It's funny.
All right, ladies, what's our honorable mention? I liked when Brooke told Mouth and Millicent. She says, "Fall in love, get married, and sit me next to a hot guy at your wedding." And I loved that level of awkwardness. Like, what a way to put your friend on the spot. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Blind date.
Yeah.
So good.
What about you guys?
I liked that band.
They really were very good.
They were great. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting the name of the band.
Honorary title.
Honorary title gets the honorable mention from me. I liked them.
He liked how like all their hair was in their face. He's like, and everyone looks tired. And I was like, yeah, that was kind of the emo vibe back then, baby.
That was the vibe. I'm here, but I don't care.
Yeah. I'm just singing sad songs.
I gotta give my honorary mention to Joe Manganiello. Just like he played it all so perfectly.
Yeah.
And that thing of like, maybe when you grow up, I was like, ooh, that is a line.
Yeah. Yeah,
was
who's
into it.
going to come in and be worthy of Brooke Davis? Like, impress me.
Hello?
Yeah.
Loved it. All right, you guys, next week we have season 5, episode 8. Please, please, please let me get what I want.
I feel like I remember this episode.
I know this one. You and I fight in this next episode.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Shit's going down,
boy.
friends. All right, we'll see you next week then.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at Drama Queens OTH.
Or email us at dramaqueens@iheartradio.com. See you next time.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.